Greetings, my name is Kerry and welcome back to my channel. Today I am filming for you my winter book haul. I film these quarterly because I don't generally get enough books to justify doing them more often. Well, that's the theory anyway. So this is any books I've received between beginning of December and the end of February, though I am including the books I picked up on my recent Hey On My trip because I bought them before I'm filming. So it includes the first weekend of March, and then I'll do another one. My spring book haul will be in about 3 months' time. I'm going to start with the most recent books I've received from my publisher subscriptions. So I have 2 publisher subscriptions, both from UK-based indie publishers. And so the first one is called Children of the Cave by Virve Sammelkorpi. May have pronounced that wrong, apologies if I have. This is published by Priory Press. They're one of my favourite independent publishers. Everything I've read by them I've really enjoyed, and there's been a real buzz about this one among the Priory subscription receivers. So I'm quite looking forward to reading this one. It's not too long. It is translated from Finnish, so it would be another country for my read around the world when I get around to this. Priory specialise in translated literature, particularly from Europe, although they do branch out further afield occasionally. So that is Children of the Cave. And then the other one from my other subscription is The Publishers and Other Stories, and the book is called Slip of a Fish by Amie Arnold. This was a winner of the Northern Book Prize last year. I can't remember what it's about, but I remember it sounded really good. So I mean, it must be pretty good to have won a book prize, so I'm looking forward to reading that one too at some point. Next, I'm going to talk about books that I received for Christmas or bought with money I got for Christmas. So there are a few of these. First of all, Ninja Book Box organised a Persephone book swap, Persephone being very cool British independent publisher that specialise in publishing books by female authors, generally from the 20th century, and generally they're forgotten authors. All their books as well are plain grey on the outside but have these gorgeous inside, end papers. So this is The Making of a Marchioness by Frances Hodgson Burnett. So she is best known for her children's books such as The Secret Garden, A Little Princess, those ones. But she also wrote a lot of books for adults which generally forgotten about. This was sent to me in the Ninja Book Box organised Persephone book swap, and I'm very excited about it. And then in the BookTube Secret Santa, I was very fortunate to receive 2 books, and they're both ones that I have very highly anticipated and need to get around to reading soon. So that is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn and Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. Both of these books that you've probably already heard about, know more about than I do, because they are very popular on BookTube. So I'm really looking forward to reading both of these very soon. This is a problem. I just have so many books that I really want to read and then I go and buy more. I actually was only directly given one book as a present for Christmas this year, and this was The Truth Pixie by Haig, which I read in December, so you'll have seen this in my December wrap up. So my brother gave me this for Christmas and it's just adorable, so I really recommend it. Even though it is a children's book, but it's just a really lovely little story. And then my nan always gives me money for birthdays and for Christmas, and I don't always spend all of it on books, but this year I'm pretty sure I did. I've got a little collection here. The first 3 I bought from the Ninja Book Box website, so they have a pre-loved section on their website where they sell on books published by independent publishers which have had one previous careful owner generally. So I got a few books from that. So I got Anne of Avonlea, which is the second in the Anne of Green Gables books. So I read Anne of Green Gables when I was younger, and I want to reread it and read the whole rest of the series because I've never read any of the other books. So I got that one. I also got Party Shoes by Noel Streatfeild. This is in the shoes books, which I've never read any of them. I have ballet shoes as well. So again, I want to try and read all of these at some point because I recently rediscovered a love for children's literature because, I don't know, there's just something really comforting about it. So I've got that one, and I'll be looking out for the others at some point when I'm allowed to buy books again. And then the third one I got from that is this one called Imposture by Benjamin Markovitz. So this is about a young woman who kind of falls in love with Lord Byron. It's historical fiction. She's trying to figure out, I'm not entirely sure, but it's someone, I think it's someone who's pretending to be Byron and she's got to try and work out who it actually is, something like that. Anyway, I don't know because I haven't read it yet, but I'm really looking forward to that one as well when I get to that at some point. So those I bought secondhand. 2 other books I bought for myself new, and they're ones that I'm really excited about. So the first of these is Obsidio, which is the 3rd book in the Illuminae files. So I've read Illuminae last year, I've got Gemina to read, and Obsidio is the final book in that trilogy, so I'm hoping to try and finish that trilogy off this year. And then finally, in my sort of Christmas section of my haul, this is a book that I'm really excited about. It's another Persephone book. So this is An Interrupted Life, the Diaries of Etty Hillesum. Etty Hillesum was a Dutch Jew, and she was living in the Netherlands during the Second World War, and she converted to Christianity. So she began to write her diary to talk about her experiences, how she felt about her newfound faith and coming to terms with that, and her conversion from Judaism. And then, as with many Jews in Europe during the Second World War, she was eventually transported to Auschwitz. And so there are her diaries and some of her letters that have been recovered since then. They've been put together in this volume. I've heard it's very powerful, very moving. It was actually recommended on my evening class that I've been going to, my theology class. So I've heard good things about it, and again it's got these gorgeous end papers. So I'm really excited about getting to read this one because she just sounds like she was an amazing woman, and it's just part of the tragedy of war, of what could she have gone on to achieve if her life hadn't been snatched away. So on that cheerful note, that is all my Christmas section of the haul. So there's just a few more to go through. So since Christmas, my dad's been having a bit more of a clear out. Every so often he rereads some of his old books and decides to pass them on to me. So he's passed on these two, the Empyrean duology by Stephen Lawhead. So the first one is called The Search for Fierra, and the second one is The Siege of Dome. I've read a few Stephen Lawhead in the past and quite enjoyed them. He's one of my dad's favourite authors, and he has quite an extensive collection which he's gradually been rereading and passing on to me. So I'm adding these to the pile of ones I have still to read. And then I've had my first 2 of my pre-orders for this year came in February. So I've got them to... Oh, here we go. One is quite heavy. So the first one is On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. I'm actually reading this at the moment. I have about 50 pages to go and I'm really, really enjoying it. So I've been eagerly anticipating this since I read The Hate You Give. As soon as I heard that she had another book coming out, I had it on pre-order. So I was really looking forward to it and I'm enjoying it a heck of a lot. So hopefully we'll finish that one tonight, but this has been, really enjoyable, really challenging read. The other book that arrived in February that was pre-ordered for me is a really hefty one. This is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. So this is a big chunky book. Again, I've been really eagerly anticipating this one. I've heard so many good things about it. So I'm really excited to read it. I am going to try and read it this month, but it is heavy and chunky. And I don't often buy hardbacks because I find them quite awkward to read, but I just really wanted to get this book as soon as it came out, so really looking forward to reading this one. And then we get on to my little Hay on Y haul. So I'm not sure what order I'm picking these videos up in. You might have already seen my Hay on Y vlog. If I have already published that, I'll link it below. So I'm just going to go through these books really quickly and not going to go into too much explanation of them because I think you'll probably, dropping them all on the floor again, I think you'll probably have already seen them. The first 2 books are from the same series. Oops, I see I'm nearly dropping them in. So we've got Family Parsonage and The Last Chronicle of Barset, which are books 4 and 6 in the Chronicles of Barsetshire by Anthony Trollope. So I already had the other 4 books in the series. I'd planned to get Family Parsonage and then I saw they had The Last Chronicle of Barset as well. So I thought, why not get both of them and then I can actually finish this series this year. So that is reading goals, is to get this series finished off. Continuing with the classic, most of the books I picked up actually would fit the classics genre. So I also picked up Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens because I had this in an omnibus edition and I was really struggling to read it because it was so big and heavy, so I bought myself a nice neat little edition which only cost me £3, so I was quite pleased with that. And similarly, also in that omnibus edition was Great Expectations, so I also got this nice, it's not a very old copy but it's a nice copy. Yeah, I'm quite looking forward to reading that because I've never read that one before. Another classic that I picked up is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Again, I have this in an omnibus edition and I really hate omnibus editions, so I am trying to gradually replace them all with individual copies, so hence getting this one. And I fell in love with this cover. It was a total cover buy, but I've been wanting to read this book for ages and I thought I'd get to it more quickly if I had it in a copy on its own. Another one that I currently have in an omnibus edition and I've now bought a single edition is They Do It With Mirrors by Agatha Christie. This I think is the 6th Marple book and I'm currently reading through all the Marple books for Mission Marple, hosted by Mara from Books Like Woe, so I think I'll be getting to this one this month. And then, not a classic, but one I've been wanting to read for a long time. This is One by Sarah Crossan. This cost me 25p and it's been signed by the author. And like, that is just, anyway, it cost me 25p, so I was very excited about that and really looking forward to reading it because I've wanted to read it for a really long time. So there's that one. The next one was the only one that I bought new and it was definitely an impulse buy. This is The Baron The Nightingale by Catherine Arden. I've just heard so many people talking about this book, this series, and so I've really wanted to read it for a while and I saw it there and just was low on willpower at this point because this was the last book that I picked up actually in Hay-on-Wye itself. So yeah, I've been really wanting to read this for a really long time, so that's that one. And then on Sunday, on our way back from Hay-on-Wye, we stopped at a National Trust place and they had a little second-hand bookshop, so I picked up 2 books there. One is Endless Night by Agatha Christie. I have actually read this one before and I had an old beat up edition which I didn't keep and I regretted not keeping it. So then seeing that in the second-hand bookstore, I thought I'll pick that up so I can read it again. Finally, the last one I picked up was The Lady of Misrule by Susanna Dunn, which is about Lady Jane Grey, who is one of my favourite historical figures. She was Queen of England for 9 days during the Tudor era, so I'm really looking forward to reading that one. So I don't know how many books that was. I think it was 25. I think it was 25 books. I think that's all of the books. Oh no, there may have been 1 or 2 more that I've already read that I haven't mentioned, but I can't remember. But that's not too bad for me, apart from the fact that half of those I have bought this year when I'm meant to be on a book buying ban. So definitely still on a book buying ban. It's being reinforced now, having had a lapse this weekend. I knew I was going to have a break from it while I was in Hay-on-Wye, but never mind. So if all goes to plan, my next quarterly book haul will have very few books in it. It should only have a few pre-orders, so I should be coming to you and saying, here are 4 books that I have bought and that will be it. And that will be the haul. And you'll be like, why did you even bother making a video about this? But let's see how that goes because I might relapse again. Or my dad might read more books and give them to me because he does that fairly often. So we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today. So let me know if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them. And if you hate omnibus editions or if you love omnibus editions, where do you fall on the hardback paperback debate? Yeah, so just have a chat to me down in the comments. You can follow me on social media as well and you'll get slightly more frequent updates about my bookish habits. So I'm on Twitter and I'm on Goodreads. Those links will be in the description. And please subscribe if you'd like to hear more from me. I try to upload twice a week and I'm trying to get back into a schedule for that at the moment, but you can also ring the little notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload. That's it from me for today, so thank you so much for watching and I will talk to you again soon. Bye!